Following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution. Because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children. And not for coworkers either. And yes, that includes you, Cindy. Seriously, only hippies like the smell of patchouli, and it's to cover up the weed, man.
All right, so I'm just gonna say right off the bat, Deke, I'm completely confused about what Cindy's doing on any given day. You think you tell her once and she would listen, and it's like we got to say the same stuff again and again. It's like she's one of my kids.
JJ's trying to cover up the fact that he keeps hitting the same one over and over again.
I'm completely confused. I don't know which ones are done or not.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How's your weekend, man?
I'm good. We had let's see. We got to see some family this weekend, which is always good because this part of our family we don't get to see all that often. And yesterday our church had this giant picnic, and I was like, I mean, honestly, I didn't want to go, and because I was being selfish because I've been working on my AI stuff.
I did too all weekend.
So I'm gonna bet that you're messing with like Chat GPT or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am messing with Auto GPT, which creates drones to make other AI go do things for me. And so I have these ideas of like, oh my god, I'm gonna get one to rewrite Collector for me. I have an idea like, Deke, we should have a website. I'm gonna get an AI to write us a website. So I'm like messing with all this stuff. My wife's like,
you've been a giant nerd all weekend.
Oh my god!
You just said I've been a nerd all weekend.
So much.
That's
I haven't.
Great.
It's been a long time since I've been so excited about. Oh, we could do this because like I can accelerate things. Except that AI, everybody's like, oh, the AI is coming. AI is dumb. AI is so stupid.
Yeah.
You guys do not need to worry about AI right now. All right. We'll talk about AI a little bit. We're going to talk about Elon. We might have to talk about I don't know, the president hanging out with a terrorist. I don't know. We got a lot going on. If you guys haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, follow, whatever. The best place to follow us is on rumble.com/JJW, but you can also follow us on YouTube and then things up there or in the description below. Good morning. Oh, and let me just say this. I love the Rumble chat, that Rumble app for your phone to be able to watch videos and stuff. Yeah. But if you're watching on Rumble and you're like, oh, I'm going to click on the link in the description below, it's just text in the app. You can't click on anything in there. So you might need to go to the desktop version to click the links in the show notes, including the link to our Discord server where you can have a bunch of stuff. Deke, you got anything to say about the server or anything you want to pimp? Your Twitter, maybe? Definitely not.
No, I don't want anyone to find. If you find me on Twitter, good luck. I mean, I'm not myself, but I'm not. I don't. I was going to say I don't prostitute myself out like JJ does, but let me see if I can find a nicer way to put that.
I'm a media hoe. That's all right.
JJ knows this.
I want us to grow. That's all. I want us to grow.
No, and I'm glad that you're like that, and I'm just not like that. I am the dude that I've always been this way. I'm an introvert. We go into a party. I'm the guy that walks over, that finds a friend, talks with the friend all night long. I don't.
Oh, really?
I'm not a mingler.
Yeah.
I had a buddy. We called him Swami. His real name was Brad, but we called him the Swami. And Swami was one of these people that he was not the best looking guy in the world. And he knew that he was not the best looking guy in the room. He was never the best looking guy in the room. And he knew that. But he had the most confidence of any single person I have ever met in my life. I have seen this man pick up women just from his confidence, and it's amazing. He's the one person that I always think back to. I'm like, dude, when he walked into a room, he owned the room. with his confidence. It wasn't like
Yeah.
he was an outgoing somebody. He was just confident.
Right.
And he could get I've seen him pick up girls, and I'm just like, dude, you were throwing paper wads at her, and now you got a date with her. And he's like,
Let me ask you: because I don't know, I don't really think about this too much. Do you think confidence is in any way inversely related to intelligence? That is,
no.
if you think, okay, but if you think about things more and more and more, and you're just like dwelling on it all the time, that gives you a lot of time to have second guess, doubt, like,
Oh, I see what you're putting on
check
from
yourself.
that way. Maybe. I mean, that's an old samurai philosophy. It's Yoda. Do not do. You know what Yoda says it, but that's an old samurai philosophy.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Just do it, because when you start thinking about doing something, your mind becomes convoluted with all of these different things. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Thinking about all the ways things can go wrong.
Just do it. That's an old samurai philosophy. Yeah.
There is no.
I don't know the exact phrasing, but there is. That's the Yoda one, but it's ancient. So
do or do not, or she's not going to talk to you. That's what Yoda would have said.
We're trying to pick up. It's Yoda in a bar. All right. I've got a song of the day. I need to let me. So this week, our song of the day, I'm going to try to do three things at once here. Song of the day this week is I mentioned it last week that I was thinking about, let's take weeks and just highlight specific people, specific instrumentalists. So this week I'm taking my main instrument that I play is the drums. I've been playing the drums for over 30 plus years. My brother has been playing them less than me, and he's better than me. And my son Alex is almost as good as me. He's probably as good, if not better than me. So he's going to far surpass me, and I can't.
Doesn't it make you happy when your children exceed you?
Absolutely,
it's unreal.
My kids are my son Deacon is he's not. I have to realize that they're not kids anymore. That they're just as smart, if not smarter than me. And I'm not the all-knowing adult. My kids have humbled me on several things where I've been like, that's not right. And then we look it up and I'm like, oh, you were right. And I'm wrong. Happened several times. So I'm real cautious now when I'm pull out my dad card and I'm like, wait a second. I'm the adult.
Listening to me.
Wrong. No, that's not. All right. So, okay. So, we're highlighting drummers this week. I've been a drummer my entire life. My brother's a drummer. My son's a drummer. It's a family of drummers. So I'm going to pick you out some songs maybe you've never heard. I hope you've heard this song today. I tried to start with a song that you've heard a million times, but your challenge today this week is to not listen to the song like you've always listened to it. You have to listen to the drummer. Okay. I want you to listen to the drummer this week in these particular songs. Listen to the drums. This song you've probably heard a million times. I love this song. This song is Rosanna by Toto. You know that song, Rosanna? You probably heard this song if you.
I think I know that song, but the first thing I'm thinking of is Roxanne. That's different.
Not Roxanne by the Police, but Stuart Copeland from the Police very well may be on the list this week. So we very well may have Stuart Copeland from the Police because he's awesome. But Jeff Porcaro is the drummer for Toto and Rosanna, and he drummed for Steely Dan. But Jeff Porcaro is also one of the most recorded session drummers in history. You have heard this man on many songs that you don't even know. You're hearing the drums, it's probably Jeff Porcaro playing the drums. He's one of the most recorded session drummers in history. But Jeff Porcaro in this song Rosanna has the Porcaro shuffle, and it's just a little ding 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 ding. It's just a cool little freaking shuffle that's hard as crap to do for a drummer. All right. And if you listen to it, you're like, oh, that doesn't sound too hard. It is. It's hard to get your arms and legs to do all that crazy shit that he's doing in this song. And he goes to straight beats when it gets to, he switches between the swing and the straight beats and stuff. So if you're a musician, you know what I'm talking about. Jeff Porcaro is the drummer for Toto. Listen to this song and listen to him play this song this week.
And not only can you go search for that, you can also go to our Discord server, and Deacon has a
I'll post it.
playlist.
Yep.
Have you got the URL playlist thing yet?
Mr. E has done one that I think is great, and he's doing it, and I'm going to let him do it because he's doing a fine
I don't know that
job.
he will
I mean,
continually
if he
update.
continues to want to, if not, I'll log on. I have 2 or 3 different Spotify accounts, and my main one that I log into is my radio station one. So when I went to do it yesterday, I was like, oh, I don't want to log out of this one. And
right. Okay.
lose all my stuff. And
all
I was
right.
like, he's already got this.
We'll see if we can get Mr. E to be on that. But you can reliably go find the songs on our Discord.
I've got like all last week's. I just started last week, so all of last week's links and the name of the song and stuff are up there, so you can at least go and listen to the song from YouTube.
All right.
So there you go. Listen to Jeff Picaro. He's awesome.
Today is April 17th, 2023, and today's episode title is Elon says feds slid into your DMs.
Are you leaving Dylan up there just because of how much I love him? Is that why you're leaving?
I mean, don't you? Hey, Dylan, what's up? What's up, girl, dude? No, we got some Anheuser-Busch stories. So I figured since Dylan is basically the spokesperson for
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk about Anheuser-Busch, you have to have the spokesperson rep there, don't you think?
Yeah, good
Makes
point.
sense to me. I don't want anybody to forget about Anheuser-Busch. I think we all need to just kind of keep it in our minds.
I don't want anyone to forget about Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, okay. So win-win. All right. So apparently Elon Musk was on a, what do you call it? Like an interview with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Is Tucker Carlson still on Fox News? I guess he is. I don't know. I don't watch Fox News.
I've never paid attention to that man in my life. So
I've listened to him talk to like clips and stuff.
I've never, no. The media people that they're like, oh, Sean Hannity and Rush. I used to, no, I don't. I respected Rush because of his radio, and he's from close to where I live.
Oh, yeah? Where was he from?
Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Oh, from Missouri?
Yeah, Cape Girardeau.
All right. So, yeah, I don't watch Tucker Carlson. I respect Tucker Carlson because I've seen him make arguments before. I always thought Tucker, whenever he's like doing presentations, whatever on TV, I always thought he was just so serious and so earnest and so sincere. And like, I mean, I believe it. I don't think I could. In fact, I know that I can't do that. I can barely do anything without just almost laughing like at how ridiculous everything is.
And I can't do anything without flipping my top and spewing my turning into fucking anger from the emotion movie, whatever it is I'm getting read.
Yeah. Like, how dare these people? You're just so offended. All right. So on Fox News, Tucker Carlson had an interview with Elon Musk, and I don't know, it's a like big long interview. I'm not watching this big long interview, but I'll watch about 14 seconds of it, and I got 14 seconds of it right here. This is now, if for those of you who have been paying attention to like modern era, about like 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, Elon Musk bought Twitter, bought it from whoever was running it before. It wasn't Jack Dorsey. He got in there and he said, "Hey, let's review all of this stuff and see what's going on." Cause I don't think, and then he started digging around. It was like, holy shit. So we had the Twitter files. We had Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberger and a few other people digging through Twitter's Slack channels and their code and all of this other stuff, internal communications, emails, and it turns out that shockingly the federal government was all up in Twitter as though it was a puppet. We had the FBI inside of Twitter. We had the FBI with access to all kinds of stuff people were saying. The federal government would just send little messages over to Twitter, be like, hey, why don't you just like ban these guys? And then Twitter would just ban people. The federal government was censoring the American people vis-a-vis Twitter, a private company. So Tucker asked,
when people tried to call them out and just
conspiracy,
bring up the fact that maybe things were being, censored. We were called the fucking crazy people.
You're crazy. Conspiracy.
The same people that called us crazy when the same people, our ancestors, generation before us,
Forebears.
said, our forebears said the CIA killed John F. Kennedy.
Oh, you know
Or there
who?
was
You know
aliens.
You know who else said the CIA killed John F. Kennedy? Ron Paul. Last week, Ron Paul said, "Oh, like we had a coup in 1963 when our government killed the president."
Well, we were talking about this the other day at my house with my kids, and I was like, I said, kids, this is what's amazing about this society that y'all are growing up in, is that the governments have basically come out and admitted that they have proof of extraterrestrial life. And they have came out and our government has admitted that the CIA killed John F. Kennedy and covered it all up for decades, generations, and no one gives two shits. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's Kim Kardashian doing? What happened to Kanye West? That's crazy. What'd you say about aliens? Oh, that's
still don't believe.
Is that a movie? That's a cool movie.
I still don't believe in. I don't know. Okay, all right. I don't know about aliens, but yeah, definitely, I believe in Kim Kardashian. Maybe Kim Kardashian is an alien.
JJ, you're an alien. That's why you don't believe in aliens. You're still trying to convince everybody else that there's not one. You're a lizard person. You can go.
I'm human. I have feelings. I care about things.
Mm-hmm. 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 You're AI.
All right. So,
are you the Furby?
What's a Furby?
The little thing you don't have that story? I thought that was going to be one of the stories coming up. The AI they've hooked up to the Furby, and now it's going to take over the world. The Furby is going to take over the world. The little animated.
I saw that. I didn't read it. We'll get to it in shortly.
The degree to which various government agencies had effectively had full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. I was not aware of that.
Would that include people's DMs?
Yes.
See the way that he thought about that? I'm like, let me make sure I don't.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, yeah. Wow. Does that shock you at all that they had not only that they had access to Twitter, but I was thinking like, oh well, the federal government, they got people in there that can they can do stuff for them, but Elon's saying essentially that if they wanted to, they could read your DMs, your private ostensibly.
I would assume that. I'm not me personally. I would assume that yes, they would be able to look at everything that I do on Twitter. That nothing I do is private.
Right.
Why would you think your DM that they wouldn't be able to read your direct message, your private messages on their website? Why would you think that they wouldn't be able to do that? That's just stupid thinking. I mean, that's just being.
But private company, something.
Private company. You're on their property.
Yeah, but the federal government doesn't own Twitter.
Who cares?
I mean,
the federal government doesn't own a lot of shit that they own, JJ.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the real world.
All right.
This is America.
This is America. This is America. All right. There was another. Okay, so also Elon is launching a big old rocket today. And I thought that rocket would be launching in about 10 minutes because he said 7 p.m. CST, which is Central Standard Time.
No, I think that's when the thing comes on.
It looks like it's not starting and it's not launching until 8. So we were hoping to catch the rocket launch during the show, but that's going to happen. And I think that's all. I feel like there's another Elon thing, but I don't know what it is right now. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about this for just a moment. I don't really think this warrants a great deal of attention, but I want to get the political shit out of the way so we can talk about the rest of the stuff. So, Deke, apparently, Joe Biden this weekend was in Ireland. Maybe this last week he was in Ireland. I know that we have a lot of important things going on in the world. like, World War III that we're trying to start or whatever.
Avoid.
And start, avoid, whatever. The same people doing both. And apparently Joe Biden thought it was a great time to go to Ireland and take selfies with the terrorist, because that's what he's doing over here.
So we need to elaborate, because a lot of people might not know, because I didn't until I was watching some bullshit in here in the mornings while I'm doing other stuff and I'm listening to it. And they're like, Joe Biden is exploring his ancestry by going to Ireland. And I'm like, what? He's going to Ireland. And the news story was about this little small Irish town that Joe Biden was coming to, that they were flipping out and doing all this crap because they were like, a hometown boy is coming back over here to Ireland. And we're like, y'all can fucking keep him if you want to. They were making a big fucking deal about it. So he's doing this generational Irish, I'm visiting Ireland tour. All right. So that's what he's doing.
Wait, I thought Joe Biden claimed to be Costa Rican. Didn't he claim he was raised basically by Puerto Ricans?
Look, Joe Biden, JJ, what you don't understand is Joe Biden is a very complicated. Corn Pop is a bad dude.
Corn Pop's a bad dude. Those kids like to touch my leg hair. They just ran their hands up and down my leg hair.
Stop it. Keep going. God almighty.
Oh, Corn Pop. We need Corn Pop. Bring Corn Pop back again. All right. So Joe Biden's over. Okay, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Joe Biden's over there in Ireland taking pictures with selfies.
No, I just wanted to set up that stage. He's over. That's why he's in Ireland. But he also is taking a picture with a specific person over there. Right. Please explain to us, show us this person. And JJ, why is this selfie that he took with this person, why is this important?
So this beardy dude right here that looks totally harmless and grandpa type right here, this guy right here. I mean,
what did grandpa used to do back in the day?
Yeah, so grandpa is the former leader of the Republican Party, Sinn Féin.
Right.
And he took up and
who are they?
So during the height of the IRA's terrorist bombing campaign in the 1980s, between 1980s and 1990s, as part of the efforts to end British control over Northern Ireland, Sinn Féin acted as the political wing of the IRA, or which I guess is the Irish Republican Army or Revolutionary Army or something like that. I mean, I'm not Irish. Don't get mad at me if I don't exactly know all of this stuff. What I do know is that he ran the political arm of maybe you'd call it a terrorist organization. You might not. You might call it like a freedom fighters. Depends on which side of the bullets you're on, right? Adams is all
depends on which history you read it from.
Adams has always denied membership.
Sorry, I've been reading from North books again. My bad.
We got some chats over here. Hey, by the way, good morning to all the people in chats. We had like 13 watching over on Rumble earlier. There's a little bit less, and we got a few over. We got, I don't know how many. Where's the number? We got one.
Yo,
Richter, you're over on YouTube, and we appreciate you. But
that's right, brother.
Rumble's over there. Adams has always denied membership in the IRA itself, although he has continued to face allegations that he was involved in its terrorist activities. Adams was one of a number of Irish Republican officials who were banned from British airwaves by the government of Margaret Thatcher. So basically, this guy's like, well, I'm not a terrorist. I was just representing terrorists in our political party. Okay. And our beloved demented president is over there taking selfies with him. So here's some homework. What did JFK announce just days prior to his assassination? Oh, Brian's.
I know that he was going to be killed. No.
Yeah.
No. But it was something else. He was going to announce.
He was going to, I don't remember the exact words. He was going to dismantle the CIA.
Yeah.
He was going to,
there was something big that he was going to do.
Yeah. He said, I'm going to dismantle the CIA. And CIA was like, probably not with your brains on the back of the car.
Well, we all know now that the smoking man killed him from beneath the grate. Right? We all know that the smoking man killed JFK. That's what he was underneath the grate. He killed him. I saw it with my fine own eyes. All
All
right.
right. Let's see.
I had a bunch of stories. You want to get your stories?
There's so many. There was so many. We
Yeah,
got
let's
so
go
many.
through the important ones first before we get to
I
all
was just trying to get the political stuff going.
Yeah, all that
It's
political.
going.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis has ripped the fraud transgender swimmer Leah Thomas in a Liberty University speech. Can you believe that Ron DeSantis would accuse poor sweet Leah Thompson of being a fraud?
I saw on Reddit, liberal cesspool, that somebody had posted one of his classmates from high school back in the day had posted all of his high school pictures from the yearbook. Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
He was like a basketball or baseball player, and he was a homecoming escort or something. And
Yeah.
he looks the same. He just looked like a younger, good-looking dude, some little good-looking 18-year-old boy, and they were making fun of him, and all the little emojis that they were covering up, like his prom dates and homecoming dates and stuff, all the little emojis were like people puking, the little puke emoji and rolling eyes emoji. It's like, oh, okay. Thanks for the advertisement there for the future president, but
Morning, Ozark. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. We are glad you're here. Thank you for commenting. I only know you're here if you guys comment or hit that thumbs up button on Rumble, the Rumble button. Thanks for good morning. Welcome back. All right. Look at this poor sweet lady right here. She's being accused of being a fraud. I can't believe it. And over here we have Miss Riley Gaines. This evil woman is out making a press tour.
How dare
I know
Riley Gaines.
She's trying to de-womanify Leah Thomas, and she's even assaulting political activists at universities with her face. She's running her face right into some people's hands. Come on, Riley. This is Riley Gaines right here.
She's just hitting her face into their fists. It's crazy.
She's currently suing that person, I believe, legal actions, what she said most recently. Anyway, this is Riley Gaines.
That kidnapped her?
Yeah. The person that forced her to hide in a room on San Francisco State University for 3 hours after she had been assaulted and punched in the face.
How dare
allegedly
woman who has worked her whole life and worked her whole career, improving what she'd done, and only to have it completely taken away from her by some dude who tucks it back and decided he can't win in men's back and goes to the women's side. And she's supposed to accept that is okay, because I'm with Riley. If I was Riley's dad, I would be fit to be tied.
Yeah. I mean, I totally support Riley, and I tweeted at her the other day. I think she's working to make this country better for my kids, for my little kids, and so I like her quite a bit. All right, moving on. Oh, Ron DeSantis says that Leah's a fraud. Ron DeSantis is correct. This is I'm only putting this story in the next one here because this is ridiculous. You know what? I'm actually going to drop it. I was going to do this Alvin Bragg thing. This is pointless. Hey, okay, we're going to move on. Deke, I have a riddle for you. It's a riddle.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Get your Taoist whatever thinking cap on. Here we go. Mm-hmm. If a Dalai Lama asks a boy to suck his tongue in the woods, but the Dalai Lama says he cannot experience sensorial pleasure, is it still pedophilia?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you didn't even have to think about that too hard.
No, I didn't have to think about that at all. You shouldn't. Any rational person shouldn't have to think about that very long.
When's the last time you asked a boy to suck your tongue? Just wondering.
Never.
Never? Not in your entire life?
Not in my entire life. Or a girl.
Okay. Oh, you mean girl? Yeah, right. Okay.
So no, what you're getting at is,
they're
trying to defend the Dalai Lama, basically.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't know, we won't get into this, but we talked about it last week because Ashley didn't have anything. I had me and you see a lot of news stories because we're constantly looking for news stories. But she like sent this to me like 3 days later, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean JJ.
Oh yeah, my wife does stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is important. I was like, yeah, you don't watch the show, do you?
we talked about that 3 days ago. But she was sending that to me. And she was like, yeah, it's vile and disgusting. I'm like, yeah. So the Dalai Lama met this boy, and it was being filmed. And the boy was, it's a very revered thing. You're meeting the freaking Dalai Lama. Oh my God, your family is, great. That's awesome. And the boy gets up there and he's really scared. And the Dalai Lama's like, kiss my cheek and then kiss my mouth and suck my tongue.
Here,
and this little boy was like, you could see the hesitation on his face. But think about this poor boy this is happening to in front of everyone. And all these adults and stuff are like, it's okay. And, ha, 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 and good. And you're like, being sexually molested on TV. You're being forced to do this in front of people that's saying it's okay. And has anybody checked on this kid? No, all we keep hearing is that, oh, poor Dalai Lama, he's a stupid old man who doesn't he is beyond sensations. That's what their excuse is now, is that he is beyond sensorial pleasures. Then why does he need, if he is beyond sensorial pleasures, then why would he need his tongue sucked in the first place? If he is beyond sensorial measures, if he likes the feeling of having your tongue sucked, that is a sensorial pleasure. So what was the purpose behind that?
I know that there's some people out there that probably really literally think like, well, that's the Dalai Lama. He's His Holiness. He's a good dude.
A fucking man. That's a dude. Man fucking wants and needs and hormones and emotions and thoughts. He's not any fucking holy person. He is a man.
Mm-hmm. You know what? And I'm a Christian. I would say the same thing about the Pope. I would say the same thing about just about anybody else. Absolutely anybody else. That's not that dude. Where is he? Over there? He's not that is not a holy person that is touched by the divine and unable to do bad. No, that's a guy. And if it if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck and asks a little boy to suck its tongue like a duck, then it's probably a child molesting pedophile. So, all right. His years of spiritual practice have gone beyond sensorial pleasures. Whatever. Fuck that guy. All right.
No. He's a man. He's a man. Yeah. All these priests, these Catholic priests are men. The Pope is a man.
Yep.
They're men. The Pope is a man. I don't care what title you give him. You're a human giving that other human a title. There's no holiness in it. You're thinking that I can just decide that JJ's the Pope. And if we all think JJ's the Pope and give him
and if you get a bunch of people around you to be like, hey, you're the Pope, you're a good guy, you'd be like, yeah, I didn't realize, but I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. And then after a while, you'd be like, I guess I can kind of do anything.
He is a man who is actually not a man anymore because they have been elevated to the point and given power to the point that they don't think like regular people anymore. They think that they are holy. So they think, that they are better than you. And this, I guarantee you, and I'm not trying to down the Hindu religion whatsoever because I respect the Hindu religion. I have a friend who's Hindu. And
aren't these the Tibetans? He's not Hindu. Does he do Hindu? Or is this something else?
I thought it was Hindu.
I don't know. I think it's Tibetan Buddhist, right? I think they're Buddhists.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
The guy's a guy. He's a guy. And he might pretend to be good, just like you, dear viewer. Okay. Sometimes you pretend.
So I have no offense to the Buddhist religion, but that's bullshit.
Yup. That's 100% bullshit. It's 100%. He pretends to be good, just like you pretend to be good. Look, sometimes in your life, you do bad stuff. You kids out there that are listening to a couple of old men right here, sometimes you do bad stuff. Sometimes you do good stuff. A lot of times in your life, you're just pretending to be good to try to make it through the day. Okay. And occasionally, probably more than occasionally, you also do some bad stuff. You have wants, needs, desires. You have to check your id, your ego, and all of that. Okay. Let's move on. Dalai Lama's perv. All right. Scientists predict humans can upload deceased family and friends to computers by the year's end. This is according to FoxNews.com. FoxNews.com watched, I guess, like 2 seasons of Upload on Amazon, and they got confused
Did you watch
with.
it?
I watched like 4 episodes. I was like, this show is not good.
You didn't like Upload?
Not really.
No, I liked it.
It was okay. I mean, I watched a few episodes like this. Fox News is actually printing this as a headline. Scientists predict humans can upload deceased family friends to computers by the year's end. No,
it's a false headline because it's not what you think it is. All right. It's not Upload.
Yeah.
It's not where I upload JJ's consciousness and JJ's consciousness now lives. I think they are working on that. I know they're working on that. But that's not what this is. What this is since JJ and I have had this show on for months and months now, and it has our face and our voice, and our personality, it can take the AI can now take all of that and use it to keep me alive forever, because it can recreate my face, it can recreate my voice, and it can recreate my mannerisms and the way that I respond to things and the way that I felt about things. It can do that because we have been recording and putting on, me and you personally right now have been recording this and putting it on the internet. So it could do this to both of us, is what it's doing. Is it going to be me? No, it will not be.
Right. It'll be like a cheap facsimile that only imitates you. It only imitates you.
This is a twisted version of This is an episode of Black Mirror, is what this is. This is the start of an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And I know you've never seen that, but it's a twisted, like, modern
day. I tried. I know that Black Mirror was like the thing for the longest time. I watched that one episode with the pig fucker, and I was like,
"Oh, that's
this,
the worst fucking one."
I know, but that's the one they started.
Episode, and that's the first one. And everybody's like, "Watch the other ones." That's the worst one to start with. I mean, that's not even a bad episode. It's a really interesting freaking.
No, it poses a fascinating,
really interesting question. Yeah, you're like, holy crap! I would hate to be that freaking guy. But they're great. But this AI is a Black Mirror. That's what it sounds like. A person, who loses a loved one that has all this, that uploads this and has me as an AI person, and eventually you can get it to put in a robot, and would it be me walking around? And we were talking about this the other night, and I asked my son, I said, where does this go? And I said, in your lifetime, you will encounter lawsuits of people that's been like, of movie stars that have been dead for years, but they're still wanting to use their likenesses and rights in movies, because we can still do that today. We can go back and, in 20 years, the ability to go back and put Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and make some brand new movies with Star Wars and Mark Hamill between, we'll be able to do that with all of them, but is that ethical? Do we want to do that? Or do we want to give your daughter, the actress, a chance instead of giving it to some AI? So it poses a lot of questions that, thankfully, I will be dead and gone and in the ground before I have to answer any of these questions.
I mean, let's see. We had we have an AI related story here on The Bite. So not only are you going to be able to upload or get AI to fake your voice, fake your face, maybe fake the things you say, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see that.
Yeah,
we'll see that.
You can already do that.
You can already do, if you have an 11 Labs and you want to pay money, you can get 11 Labs to replicate your voice, and you can.
Oh no, have you not heard about all these scammers? The new scam that's going around like that.
Oh yeah. There was a kidnapping one.
Yeah,
It
the
was a
old woman got
kidnapping
a
warrant.
thing from her granddaughter or something, and all the thing, it was a replication of her granddaughter's voice, and it was like, I'm help, I need you, help me. And then it was a guy that was like, send us blah blah blah, and she did, and it was all they needed. And
Oh, wow.
but the grandmother just didn't call her, hey,
She didn't check.
yeah, she didn't check and say, are you okay? She didn't call her
You all
phone.
right?
If she would have called her phone, and her granddaughter would have answered and been like, yeah, I'm cool.
I'm all
She
right.
didn't. She freaked out, and that's what they're
Yeah,
kind of
of course,
dependent on.
which is what you would do. It's
Yeah,
emotional manipulation.
absolutely. Right.
So apparently, AI,
Mm.
specifically Chat GPT, is consuming a bunch of water.
Yeah, I read this and I thought, man, out of all the things that Chat GPT, if you were to ask someone, what does Chat GPT need to survive? One of the last things on the list would be water.
I would never even think
You would
this.
never think that it needs water. Yeah, but researchers from the University of Colorado, Riverside, and the University of Texas, Arlington, have shared a yet to be peer reviewed paper titled Making AI Less Thirsty. So it looks like the copious amounts of electricity equals tons of water to cool the data centers. So can you imagine how much water cooling is needing to keep this?
I've put water cooling pumps on a CPU before. It's pretty cool. It's like a little fan connected to the processor. It's got a couple tubes, goes up to a fan, and just cycles the water. Right? It's probably like 2 ounces of water, maybe an ounce of water that I've seen in a CPU. This right here says, when looking into how much water is needed to cool the data processing centers employed by companies like OpenAI and Google, researchers found that just training GPT-3, which is not the latest one at all, GPT-3 alone, Microsoft, which is a partner with AI, used 185,000 gallons of water. 185,000 gallons.
Chat GPT needs to drink the equivalent of a 500 milliliter bottle of water for a simple conversation of roughly 20 to 50 questions and answers.
Yeah.
So, how much milliliters is?
That's half a liter. That's half a liter.
Okay. All right.
That's 1/4 of a 2-gallon, a 2-liter jug of Cola. Okay, not
Wow.
can. Yeah, there's a 500 milliliters. It's a half liter. Let's see. When it comes to so I've asked, I've personally asked OpenAI so many questions. I'm responsible for some of that water.
I am too. This weekend, me and Deacon, we were doing some great stuff. We were doing some great stuff this weekend. I got some really good stuff.
I'm eager. I'm eager. We need to get together and do the script thing. We're gonna.
Hey, the one thing that we did do is my son's in a creative writing class in his high school, and I was just talking to him about school, and I was like, how's it's Deacon. And I was like, how's your creative writing class? He's like, it's good, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking about this and talking about poems and whatnot. And he's written some really crazy poems. Kid's a good writer. And I said, we are to have AI write a poem. And you're to read it in class on Tuesday when you can get up and read poems. So I said, but don't trick her. Tell her that you had AI write this poem. And he was like, all right, yeah, let's do that. So I told the AI, I was like, write a poem about AI taking over teaching creative writing to high school students. and it spit it out. And it was a wonderful poem about how AI is a great tool to help kids learn creative writing, but you never can replace the emotions and the true humanity of a teacher.
Right.
And I was like, oh, wow, way to cover your ass, AI.
Look up right
we
at the
still
end.
need humans. They are good.
Until we upload your consciousness to
until we
then we'll be able to do
with the
emotions
SAR
thing too.
bomba.
All right, so guys, we spent a lot of time last week staring at Dylan Mulvaney's face, and it's not over. Anheuser-Busch has offered a flat, I guess you'd call it apology in air quotes.
Flat apology.
Yeah. Rimshot. Where's that rimshot sound? Where's our sound producer?
I didn't come up with the joke.
He's not. That's you. You didn't do it yet. You haven't got that working. All right. Anheuser-Busch's top executive on Friday offered an apology flatter than a day-old Bud Light. Oh, good job, Ariel Silber from New York Post. Did you look that up online to
Ariel's never
make that joke?
Drink a beer before.
Right. The CEO, Brandon Whitworth of Anheuser-Busch said, quote, "We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We are in the business of bringing people together over beer." Oh, yeah. So doesn't that make you feel like, oh, you guys are sorry, you're never going to do this again, right?
Failed on that one.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's Dylan's face on a Bud Light can. This is gonna end up being one of the most influential pictures of this year. I think by the end of 2023, this picture will remain probably one of the most influential things that happened in this year.
From what I'm reading is that a lot of these places are not selling their Bud Light or their Budweiser products, and they're just not selling them. So that means they're not ordering more.
Right.
You know? And I don't know. I mean, a baseball game's a baseball game, but I was thinking about that today on the way in. I was listening to our station, and it was talking about our other station's a Cardinal affiliate, St. Louis Cardinals, and they play at Busch Stadium, Anheuser-Busch Stadium. And that's all they sell is Anheuser-Busch products. They're at Busch Stadium. And I thought, well, they're probably not hurting because it's a baseball game, but that's the only choice. You can't get like anything else there. So
over on Rumble, Richter, aka Ozark 1981, says, "I never intend on drinking your gay ass beer again." Oh, that's bear. Never gonna drink your gay ass bear again. Kiss my grits, Brandon. Okay. I'm never gonna drink a gay ass bear either. All right. Related to this Anheuser-Busch story, Deacon.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch was like, we could apologize, or we could just go like hard the other way, and people will think that like, that's our new direction. So Anheuser-Busch has released a new pro-America
I saw that
ad with a mascot in the wake of the Anheuser-Busch Mulvaney controversy. Now,
an iconic mascot. What's the iconic mascot? Is it the Clydesdales? It's gotta be the Clydesdales.
I didn't read any further than this, because as soon as I scrolled down, I was like, oh shit, yeah. Look at this. This is a fucking horse. So I was like, okay, so let's watch it together.
They were. I read where the Clydesdales was having to cancel some appearances.
Oh yeah, I think that was
threatening and stuff, and that's fucking over the goddamn line. You can boycott beer, but when you threaten a fucking animal, fuck you.
Oh, people were thinking that the Clydesdales were in danger.
I don't know, but you know how stupid fucking humans are.
No, you go anywhere, you're just like, hey, men are not women, and you get assaulted and beat in the face. So I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of protesters showed up to complain about Budweiser. Yeah. You're not taking Budweiser seriously. You're against trans, right? Yeah, something like that.
Run this in the background while we're talking. We don't have to watch this commercial while we can just run it in the background while we're talking.
All right, I'm gonna.
I don't really care about watching
it. Here we go. I can't hear it. Can you hear it?
I don't want to give a free ad to Bud.
Look at these horses. Like, run those horses down the road.
Have you ever seen a Clydesdale?
About a beer.
Yes.
And then
they got some mall cops around here that ride horses around. And
found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract.
What's up, bro? We're bros.
Brewed for those who found
America.
Okay, so they have found almost the perfect voice. This guy has just enough Western twang to hook the Southern people, but he doesn't sound Southern enough to but he doesn't sound too northern accent. He just sounds like but he's not too Southern.
Sorry, I'm listening to anything. Are you hearing stuff?
No.
Are you hearing?
Not right now.
Okay. Look, the previous shot right here.
It's loud as hell when you start it.
I don't hear anything. So
not
this
right
guy,
now.
Oh, okay.
When you press play, it's loud.
Me, this is what I'm saying. I'm not hearing it even when I hit play. So if it's
I
loud, I
am.
don't. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. All right, the thing's fuck this thing. It's all
screw
froze.
it. Who cares? I don't give a shit about this commercial.
This ad's not gonna work. Nobody's buying Bud.
I've marched. When I was in high school marching band, we were a band that was chosen for the President Clinton's inaugural parade when he got inaugurated in '92, and we got to go to Washington and march in that parade, and we were right behind the Budweiser Clydesdales. So ask me how much horse crap I've stepped in that day.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks.
They
didn't even put the bags on the back of that.
Oh, dude, this was 1992.
Oh,
this is 1992.
Well, tough shit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Tough shit is what it was at the end of the parade. Trying to get it off your shoes. It was tough shit.
Yeah. All right. Over on Outkick.com, apparently some outfit called Youngling appears ready to pounce on Bud Light with that perfectly timed tweet.
Yeah.
What's Youngling? Youngling? Oh, it's America's oldest brewery. This aluminum foil hat is super hot.
Yingling. You never had a Yingling? It's a really, really good beer. You could not get it in Kentucky for years and years, but you could get it in Tennessee. And anytime we would go to Tennessee, me and my brother really liked Yingling. And anytime we would go to Tennessee, Logan would call me or I'd call him and we'd be like, dude, I'm coming back from Nashville. Do you want me to stop and get you a case? And he'd be like, yeah. And it just got to the point to where we was coming back. He would stop and get one and I would stop and get one for him just because you couldn't get Yingling in Kentucky. And it was so good. Well, now Yingling is sold in Kentucky. But it is a very good beer. It's a little stouter than a regular Yingling is. To me, is a little stouter. It's a lot more stouter than a Budweiser, not a Bud Light, but a Budweiser. And a lot of people think that that's really stout, and it's not. Yingling is a good beer. I like Yingling.
All right.
Yeah, they've been
so they have a tweet out with a letter. Let's see.
Yeah, I saw that.
As a CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I'm responsible for ensuring every customer feels proud of the beer we brew. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the Anheuser-Busch. So it posted, Anheuser-Busch posted that story, that thing we read a minute ago. And then Yingling, the America tweeted, Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, independently owned and family operated since 1829 because we make good beer. So is that them capitalizing on it? They're not saying that they're not going to go woke. They're just reminding you that we have beer also.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean,
yeah, but that's not that they did. Okay. So they did do this. They posted that tweet with an American flag behind it.
I would have done that too, dude. If we sold widgets and one of our main competitors is in the news for being an asshole to the entire world and all of their people are saying, fuck you, I ain't never buying your widgets again. Wouldn't you want to send out a tweet and be like, with a picture of our fucking widget behind an American flag going, we fucking do widgets too, man. Remember us? And we've been doing it longer than those assholes. We've been doing it since 1829. Remember us? Wouldn't you fucking, if you that's never heard of Yingling, if you were a beer drinker, wouldn't you be like, well, fuck, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
At least
I'm going to give it a shot.
You're like, damn, that's good. It is good beer. It's good beer.
Brian says some perspective. His non-political friend who has no social media connections has switched from Bud Light to Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. PBR.
Blue Ribbon. Oh, that's tiny. It was tiny. I can't read it.
Yeah, PBR.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Which is
permanently.
PBR is that's like Keystone Light, the beast, man. That's like, you want the cheap beer. That's PBR, man. That's the cheap beer. Wow.
All right. Let's move on.
See the point that Brian is trying to make there?
Yeah.
You see the point
it's impacting beyond our little bubble of let's play on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
People that don't have that don't watch the news, that don't have any kind of association with any of this crap, that don't care, are switching, and that is hurting their bottom line.
Okay. I think this next story actually might get me in trouble.
All this shit that's been going on for 5 and 10 years now is backfiring.
Yeah. Well, for now, you know,
for everything.
they will like rally and push forward again.
I was thinking about it this morning driving into work. I looked over at the gas station. It said $3.35 a gallon. I was like, God damn. I was like, I hope you fucking people that voted for Biden are really fucking enjoying all this goddamn inflation, you motherfuckers. I hope you're enjoying that goddamn $3.35 a fucking gallon, you fucking Biden assholes.
I was looking into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve recently. I saw a story last week that basically said the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, that is our national reserve in case we get into, I don't know, fucking war. Right. We know because we covered it on this show. If you guys have been watching, we covered this last year when it got close to election season. Joe Biden was just pumping the shit out of that, putting it on the market, trying to bring prices down. A bunch of American oil for war went on the open market and was bought by China. It was bought by China, and we got our reserves down to somewhere around 40%, maybe a little bit less. I'm looking to see if I can find the exact like right now. Joe Biden has declined to fill that thing back up. He is choosing not to put the oil back into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve that he pumped out in order to try to affect elections. So if you're going to the gas pump and you're still like, fuck yeah. Because, you know, he made a promise to some dipshit in a crowd when he was running for president. Like, we're going to end fossil fuels. We're going to end it. Well, I should get that clip somewhere. So let's see. Current levels. Current inventory. Let's see what it says. Currently, we have 638.1 million barrels. This was as of 2021. Oh no, we have 566 million barrels as of March of 2022.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry, that's outdated too. As of April 7th. Hold on.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. As of April 7th, as of this month, we have 369 million barrels of oil in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This thing can hold like 900 million. We are down to like 40%, and he's not putting it back, which is, hey, that's fine, you know, unless we get into a war. But there's no way that he's going to start a war or get us involved in a war, right? All right. Please, for the duration of this next story that I'm going to read, please do not look too closely at the sweater that I'm wearing to keep warm in my room. Discord's rise punctuated by the leak of classified documents. Discord is used by roughly 150 million people each month and was the 8th most downloaded global social networking app in 2022, according to Apptopia. This story comes from NBC News. The Pentagon documents, the classified Pentagon documents, were circulated via Discord, as I'm sure you know, by a 21-year-old super hacker who was a member of the Air National Reserve or something like that. I'm telling you, my gut says this dude, he might work in Air Force intelligence, and if he works in Air Force intelligence, he may have access. But I still think that he got handed these files, you know, or got them from somebody else and was floating them to his friends. And so I just have the strong feeling like this guy's kind of a patsy. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's a patsy.
Of course. What this story is talking about is that because he did this on Discord, it's gotten people interested in Discord.
Right. Sure.
In Discord, I mean, we've been with Discord for many, many years, and we've watched the little bitty we've watched small things that Discord has added turn into really huge things that is really nice. And I read an article today. I almost posted it up here, but I figured I was like, oh, we'll eventually talk about it when it shows up and we get the message in Discord. But they've added a voice message feature that I don't see it down here, but I don't see it down there. But supposedly Discord is going to have a voice message feature that you can leave voice messages. Yeah.
Oh, really? They have a
to-
soundboard. If you're in a voice channel, you can have like a soundboard with like quacks and drums.
I got one more. So join our Discord server, FUNSLINGERS Discord server. We have right down here is a category specifically for you people that want to leak top secret documents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a top secret documents channel that you can leak your documents into so that you don't have to like secret hot. It's right there, very easy for you to leak. And then we also have our optional cult sign up. So if you, and we don't really specifically have a cult, but if you are interested in learning about any specific cult, be it sex cults or alien cults or, you know, whatever kind of cult you're into, pizza cult. We can,
I mean, specifically it's a sign up to join the optional FUNSLINGERS cult.
Oh, the FUNSLINGERS cult. Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Oh,
so we're gonna so like you'll be able to be part of the FUNSLINGERS, which is our Discord server that is the production company for our show here. We put everything that we do right here on the FUNSLINGERS Discord. And then, you know, I'm thinking we have t-shirts. Eventually we'll have
oh my Lord, JJ's gonna give me a pitch and I'm gonna get off topic here. All right. Buy all of our stuff from Discord.
Well, eventually we'll have hats and shirts, and you'll be able to optionally also join at the cultist member level, which will be great. Anyway, so here, you can put your top secret documents in here.
All right. That's I didn't want to wrap up the show. I had one more story. I wanted to share one more story, but since we were talking about Discord, I thought we'd make our little Discord pitch.
Yeah, we should do
that. And while you're on our Discord pitch, send your dad jokes because we've got those coming up. But I have one more story for JJ first.
All right.
JJ, I don't know if you saw, you haven't been watching The Mandalorian, have you?
No.
Okay. So The Mandalorian.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched anything. I literally haven't watched not even one show in probably 3 weeks. The last thing I watched was episode 7 of Fringe. And that was weeks ago.
She was like,
sorry.
I'm just going to watch it. Well, The Mandalorian has had some really interesting things happen this season. Some people are not liking some of them. Some people are. Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, we talked about that. The live action was on there. Well, people are thinking that The Mandalorian just dropped the first cuss word in Star Wars. So
really?
Let me make sure but they think the F-bomb was dropped in Star Wars. And so Grogu gets to pilot an IG-88, the old thing, and he has a voice and it's a big thing and I'm ruining it for everybody, but I don't care. So this little thing right here gets down. You know, these little creatures now that we're seeing because we have the technology to make shit like this now.
It looks like a shitty gremlin, like a gremlin.
Well, they've been in the other movies. They've been in some other movies.
These things were?
Yeah, the little creatures. And he goes, I guess he done something. Let's see. In the most recent episodes of The Spies, there's a moment where the Anzillion brings the IG-12 for Grogu to use. He climbs out of the body and it jokingly avoids Grogu. And a callback to the season's first episode when the Grogu gave the startled Anzillion a great big hug. He goes, "Bad baby." And the creature says, "No squeezy." And then it says that much is confirmed by the episode's subtitles. But then the creature says something else very quickly, almost as a throwaway as it's walking away. And the subtitles just refer to it as speaks Anzillion. But I want you to listen for yourself. Oh, it's not gonna. You're gonna have to.
I'm running the tweet clip on here and I can't hear it. I'm listening.
Here.
No, I mean,
baby. No, it's squeezy.
He says,
"Oh yeah, no, it does say it."
He says, "I'm out, motherfucker."
Says, "I'm out, motherfucker."
Listen to him again. Listen to it.
Bad baby. No, it's squeezy. I'm out, motherfucker.
And see, right, you need to. So this is bad because it's got that music in the background and it's got
Yeah.
that ramp up right when he says that. Because
Yeah.
whoever put this, they shouldn't have done it that way with this. If you need to go to the episode and watch it,
Well,
so it doesn't have this sound effects in the background, because this has
They're-
sound effects in the background.
No, let's
mean-
go
Hear
in.
that sound effect? He says,
So one or two options. One, somebody on the Mandalorian is like, playing around with sound engineering, and they thought they got away with it. But this clip is posted by the Mandalorian on Twitter. So this is like, let me see. Let me check this gold thing.
it says
This is like an official.
it says he abruptly gets cut off by Mando's next line.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I thought he said it. It really sounded like it to me.
I mean, I think so too. And this is not like a joke, and this is not like some rogue employee inside of Disney. This is posted by the Mandalorian, which is the affiliate account for Star Wars, or one of the affiliate accounts for Star Wars. So this is on purpose. This is intentional. Okay.
All right.
Check on SpaceX and see. Oh, awesome.
SpaceX. Yeah, watch SpaceX. They're going to launch here. I might watch it.
They're streaming on YouTube. I'm not watching that.
Oh.
It's just their logo. It's not great. Yeah. We were hoping that they were going to launch a rocket during the show. It didn't happen.
We were going to try to
all right.
picture it.
Hey,
All
we're
right.
over time. We got to get going. You got to
Hey.
got any yucks?
Yeah. Did you know that I can cut wood just by looking at it? I know it's hard to believe, but I saw it with my own two eyes. You like that one, don't you?
That was pretty good. That's good. Let's see.
Oh, you need to go to our Discord FUNSLINGERS server and send JJ your dad jokes, please, so that he can I won't use any of them. JJ can get on there. I'll create a category just for dad jokes.
I mean, I made up the Dalai Lama joke earlier in the show. I thought that was pretty good.
You do some good jokes.
Yeah. Hey, do you know how to make a hanky dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
Oh man, see, come on.
That's fine.
Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Thanks for watching this long. If you haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, hit that Rumble button. Help us trick the internet into thinking that this show is great. We love you. We'll be back tomorrow.
Hugs and kisses.